Gang, today's lesson is about the fastest way to close a deal that's off market property. Okay, so once again, today I'm going to be talking about off market properties and the fastest way to close this deal. Now, some of you may ask me, what is an off market property, Mike? Well, an off market property is a property that's not for sale on the MLS with the real estate agent. It's not on the auction website. It's not on a website. It's not at the county clerk's foreclosure list. It's none of that stuff. It's a property that no one knows, right, that the seller it wants to sell. Now, off-market properties are also two types, motivated and non-motivated. Now, I'm not looking for non-motivated. I'm only looking for motivated sellers. So to simplify it, an off-market property by my definition means that there is a seller that's highly motivated. They want to sell, but they haven't listed it with a real estate agent yet. Or the house is not in foreclosure at the auction or on a website. So the fastest today, I'm going to talk about the fastest way to close a off-market property, and let's get started. Now, before I do, I want to give you point number one, which is a story. When I started wrestling, okay, my coach put me with state placers to wrestle with, and these guys were really, really good. That's why they place at the state level. And I hated it. When I first started, I was a freshman. I hated it because every day I was on my back because these guys were so good that they were placed, top at the state level, and I was just a brand new guy. And then when my coach would alternate me with another teammate, he would also put me with another state placer. So the whole year went by me practicing wrestling, always on my back, because these guys had so much more skills than I did. But what that translated into when I got into competition, when I started doing these duels, is that in my history of wrestling, I lost a few meets, but I was never pinned. And what is a pin means when you have both your shoulders on the back of the mat for 3 seconds. No one ever pinned me. And what that means is that being around people that have higher level of skill level allowed me to win a lot of trophies and awards, but more importantly, it allowed me to never ever get pinned, even when I went against number one state places in my weight class. He whipped my ass, but he was so pissed off because he wasn't able to pin me. And only when I became a coach myself that I realized what my coach had done is that he had put me against people that were way better than me. Now, what does that have to do with getting a deal fast? Well, this is why everyone should join my abundance club, because you get to hang around with me and ask me all the questions. And I'm the only guy I know in America that comes here as an immigrant, starts with $100, turns it into three businesses without ever borrowing money from a stinky banker, debt free. Okay. And I'm not just saying to the brag this, but I don't know anyone. And then gives it all, most of it to the homeless people. Okay, guys, because I realize all this stuff is fake. So I have massive amount of skills. And by you being in my mastermind, where we meet every Saturday, imagine what can happen. Imagine the kind of ideas that I can give you, okay, that can impact your life, because all you need is just one idea that will revolution your whole movement for being your dreams, okay? So if you want to close deals fast and find off-market property, the very first thing is to hang out with people that have so much more superior skills than you do, and someone that has never had a job, has been an entrepreneur since high school. I'm not one of these guys that started because I got fired. Always been an entrepreneur since high school, had many different failures, many different successes, and understands many different industries, from the moving to the real estate to having a real estate brokerage firm to having restaurants, so on and so on. That the value that I can give you, that's going to help you accelerate and find off market properties and close them fast. Okay. Now, point number two, if you want to find off market properties and close them fast, is that many people think you got to have a great sales skills or you got to have great negotiation. And, those are great skills to have. However, it's not the primary thing. The second skill you need to close deal fast is to have massive amount of marketing. You got to be a marketing genius. You got to be a marketing gorilla, okay? Because if you have a great volume of motivated sellers calling you, even if you don't know what to do, you're going to land yourself a deal because just the numbers game. So if so many sellers call me and I don't know how to negotiate, I don't know how to do sales, okay? I don't know how to structure deals. I'm still going to find a seller that says, "Here's the key. I don't want this property anymore. We're going to a divorce, whatever the story may be, and I can get a free house per se." Okay? Where I don't have to go get a loan. I don't have to do all that fancy closing. I just step into the seller's shoes and make their monthly payments and get to own a property. Okay. Because they're highly motivated. I'm highly motivated. We create a win-win situation. So the secret number two of closing deals fast is you got to have marketing. And marketing only comes in two forms. There's two forms. You got paid and you got free. Simple. But the problem is that many people say, "Look, man, I don't have any money." I said, "Not a problem. There's a lot of, when I started as an immigrant to America, I didn't have money either. I didn't know left from right, didn't speak any English, didn't have any connections. But what I did have is creativity, imagination, and I had a lot of time. So if you don't have money, then you got to have imagination, creativity, and those are muscles that you can work out and improve on. And but more importantly, you got to have time because if you don't got no money for marketing, then you got to have time to do the digging. Okay, and if you don't have the time to do the digging and you don't have any money, then you may consider starting a side hustle like the new flip, where I show you how to start a business with $100 and have 200 to 700% return very fast. Okay, you might want to consider getting a new flip at My Real Estate Dojo, or getting a side hustle, or getting a job. Because if you don't got no money, you got no time, then let's be honest with you, you're not going to succeed. Okay, now if you don't got no money but you have time, then you can dig to find the gold, which is perfectly fine. Okay, and I've shown you videos on how to find motivated sellers, how to find off market properties at my YouTube channel or my blog at mrnoflip.com, totally for free. So go check it out. The other way you can find motivated sellers is through marketing. Now you can have a marketing budget of $100. You can have a marketing budget of $500. You can have a marketing budget of $2,000 a month. You can have a marketing budget of $10,000 a month. So it depends on your business, your financial situation. But either way, there's only two ways to find these off-market properties: with money through marketing, or with free digging. And digging is going to require sweat equity. You're going to have to bust your back. You're going to have to do stuff you don't want to do. And it's not fun for many people that are just lazy and fat asses, that they don't got no money, they don't got no time, and they want to be their dreams. Well, you're smoking a crack pipe, right? You're smoking a crack pipe because it doesn't work like that, okay? Now, for the people that have the money, there's more problems with it if you don't know how to have the right systems, if you don't know how to write sales copy, if you don't know how to have sales funnel, and so on. For example, we just had a meeting at my Abundance Club this Saturday, and I asked my students there, and I said, "Look, how many of you guys have a website for your business?" And majority said they don't have a website. And then I asked them, "Okay, look, in the last month, have you ordered anything online?" Everyone's raised their hand and says, "Yeah, I order stuff online." I thought to myself, and I told them, "Look, you order stuff online, but you don't have a website for your company. Okay, that's crazy, right?" So, you know, don't be like that, because just because you have money for a market, if you don't know what to do, you're going to be like these individuals that order stuff online but don't have the basic tools because you don't understand or don't have an idea. And so if you have the money for marketing, still it's going to take a lot of trial and error to figure out what works for you in your area. Okay, so that's the challenges of finding off market property even if you have the money. That's why I highly recommend point number one: make sure you wrestle with someone, okay, a teammate that has higher level skills, so some of that energy rubs into you. That's why I recommend everyone join the Abundance Club mentorship. You can join right now for $1. After that, it's $97 a month, guys, for 4 meetings a month. Okay. Now, point number three, the secret number three of finding off-market properties and closing them fast. Okay. which is you got to know your audience. You got to know your audience. And this is so crucial because in my business, okay, I, I don't buy retail property. I don't buy retail prices. I don't go, I'm not, for example, I'm not going to Macy's and say, look, I want to order 10,000 shirts and I like to get it at 10 cents or a dollar each. No, that place is for retail. There are people that are willing to pay top dollars. If I want to get that deal, I need to go to China. I need to go to China and say, look, I'm going to order 10,000 shirts from you and I'm going to pay you a dollar. That way I can turn around, get it imported here, get a storage facility, and then try to compete with Macy's and sell it close to their price, right? So same thing with this business. If you don't filter, okay, if you want to close deals fast off market, you got to know how to filter. You got to know who your audience is. If you're pitching, if you're talking, if you're driving to home sellers, they're not motivated, then you're never going to get a deal. The whole business is about filtering the bad leads versus the good leads, because when you do marketing, all it does is just raises the hand of a sea of people that may need your services, right? They're interested in your services. Just raise their hand. Just because they raise your hand doesn't mean that they're your audience. And this is where most people make their mistake. They're driving around every day, 5, 10 homes, and none of those sellers are motivated. Okay. So the key is of number three, if you want to do deals fast, is you got to filter them. So the leads come in through the marketing, then you got to filter them. Okay. And one of the most best questions for filtering that I always use is simple. Hey, Mr. Seller, this is a beautiful home. Why do you want to sell? What's your situation? And then I zip my mouth and let them talk. Okay. Now, if they're guys, go ahead and click the like button, share this message, please. It helps out the algorithm. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So, filtering so important because if the seller says, "Well, I'm just testing the waters," well, I'm not interested in this deal. I'm going to put this deal into my Excel sheet, right? Into my Excel sheet and track them. Now, a lot of people say get a CMR, blah 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 blah. Trust me, I made my own CMR in early 2000s because you couldn't just buy them. So I'm very familiar with software. I've even created my own software. But man, if you're just starting out, you're going to spend $200, $100, $50, whatever on software that's not going to help you. All you can do for free is use Google Docs. Google Docs gives you a cloud-based Excel sheet. That's what I use still, it's much easier. Okay. So, especially for my students, like you call this, the seller calls you from your marketing, you filter them. They said they're testing the waters. I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'll put them in my Excel sheet and follow up because they will become motivated later. Next person calls and I say, look, man, Julie, this is a beautiful home. Why do you want to sell? What's your situation? And Julie says, look, I'm going into a divorce. Or Julie says, look, I'm in forbearance. Or Julie says, look, I lost my job because of the situation we have here. Julie says, hey, I've been laid off. Julie says, hey, my my grandparents have died because of the bug and we don't want their home, right? Those are highly motivated sellers, and these are the only sellers that I'm willing to spend my life energy with at this specific time. The other sellers, I still will spend my life energy, but it's only going to be this much, and that's going to be through automation. Now, if you're interested in automation where you have the sellers calling you versus you calling them, if you don't like to do cold calling, you don't like to harass people in a sense, like call them and then have them chase you. And that's the alchemy stones. And you want to get my automation at mrnofluff.com. We're having a flash sale on automation funnels, which helps you create the traffic for free. It does your sales for you, all automatic and autopilot. So you can be relaxing, you can be at the park, whatever. It does the follow up for you. Everything you need to pre-sell the seller on your services, all in automation. It's a $9,000 course. You can get it right now at 89% off for just $997 at mrnofluff.com. Yeah, Alchemy Stones. Okay, highly recommend it. It's a full-on business that teaches you how to go from here, which is zero, to massive deals continuously. This is if you want to scale your business, this is it. If you want to grow your business, this is it. If you want to have 5, 10, 50 acquisition managers, this is it. Okay. If you're broke, you don't got no money, this is not the program for you because there are fixed costs associated with this. For example, your email follow-up system or and so on and so on. So go check it out at mrnofluff.com, the Alchemy Stones. But going back to the story of getting off-market properties and closing the deal fast is first you gotta be hanging around people that have massive skills versus yourself, so that flows into you. The Abundance Club, guys. Okay. Next, you got to generate leads, and there's only two ways to generate leads, as we talked about. No leads, no business. Let me say that again. No leads, no business. I don't care if you want to be a fix and flipper, you want to wholesale, you want to buy subject to investing, you want to be a landlord, you want to be a create notes. I don't care what you want to do. If you want to find off market properties, you got no leads, you got no business. Okay. Forget everything else. Leads is the number one thing. And again, if you need help with that, join the Abundance Club, guys. Okay. I'll give you marketing materials, everything you need to get started. Okay. Include it. And then three, once these leads come in, you got to know your audience. You don't want to be spending time and energy dealing with people that don't want to sell fast, dealing with people that are not motivated. You don't want to do that because you're going to lose a lot of time and energy. And the most important thing you have in life is your life energy, your time. Nothing else matters, guys. Okay, honestly, nothing else. Money is fake. They're printing this shit out. Material things, same exact way. But I want you to go find out for yourself. Don't take my word for it. Okay, but if you spend time with non-motivated sellers, you're not going to have success in this business. Okay, you're not going to be able to scale and grow. Okay, but if you do know how to filter, you will have massive amount of success. Now the last secret is that, guys and gals, you got to give offers. I mean, I don't know how many students I meet, pro, newbie, and they're like, "Hey, Mike, I got the seller. They're highly motivated. I asked them the Ninja phone script that you have at your site. However, what do you think I should do with this deal?" I say, "Okay, man, do this X, Y, and Z. This is a great deal because they're in my Abundance Club or they're in my profit sharing coaching." I say, "Go get it, dude. This is a great deal. I'll buy the deal." And then a couple of days later, I talked to him. I said, "Hey, Bob, did you send that offer to that seller?" "No, I didn't." And I'm like, "Why not?" "Oh, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. I've been busy." And then, a couple of days later, I'll get to him like, "Did you send the offer?" And someone says, "Yes, I sent it," but the seller said they went with someone else. I'm like, "Well, no shit, dude. When the seller is motivated, they're drowning, right? They're drowning. They're just trying to get help. That's why it makes them motivated. You cannot wait days and weeks to get them an offer. When a motivated seller calls and they say, "Look, I have lost my job because of COVID," then guess what? That's where I go and give the offer ASAP, dude. You know, I close the deals over the phone. I don't like to drive to people's home. If you want to learn how to do that, make sure you join the Abundance Club or download um, my course on how to get deals in your pajamas, guys, at mrnofluff.com. Okay, virtual wholesaling. But I give the offer instantly. I don't wait around 5 hours later, 7 hours later, 2 days later, 3 days later, because that person, that motivated seller is drowning and they're going to just try to get anyone to help them. Okay. So, secret number four, give the freaking offers ASAP if they're motivated, because if they're not motivated, you're not messing around with them. You're not fucking with them. You just put them in the Excel sheet and the system is doing everything for you. Okay. If you want to create a system that does your follow, that does your sales, the Alchemist Stones, guys. The Alchemy Stones is your systems, okay? But the people that are highly motivated, you got to go to their home, got to give them an email, or you got to close them over the phone instantly. You cannot wait because that person is going to go find someone else to do the deal, even though they're off market property, because there's a lot of hungry people out there in 2020. Everyone knows this is the best time to be a real estate agent. Well, I should rewind that. Not everyone. Majority of the retail people, they are having nightmares, right? But if you like to be a fire investor, when everyone goes right, you go left, like myself, then this is the best time to be a real estate investor. We have millions of people, one third of America just didn't pay their mortgage, millions and millions of 40, 60 million people unemployed, and so on, guys. Okay, so this is the land of motivated sellers, considering leveraging, considering debt is prescribed by colleges, by gurus, by TV stations, by agents, by mortgage brokers, by marketing. Everyone's in debt. And so guess what? Motivated, 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 guys. Okay. you have any questions, comment, leave it below. I'll be happy to answer that. And don't forget to join the Abundance Club. We meet every Saturday, guys. Okay, someone asked me where can they get the new flip. You can get it right now at myrealestatedojo.com. If you scroll down, we'll have a sell on it right now. You can get it for 90% off, guys. 90% off. What is the new flip? It's a side hustle where all you need is $100, no skills, no websites, no nothing, just besides the book, the course, the video training, and the manual. Read it, and you're able to turn your money very, very fast, especially in today's market when there's massive amount of motivated sellers. The whole business teaches you on how to work with motivated sellers. And once you graduate the new flip, then you can get into the real estate business and have more success than if you started without the new flip. Okay? Questions, comment? Guys, click the like button. Appreciate it. Okay, how does it work? Uh, some reason I'm not able to get this one working. All right, guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. About to go have fun with my kids, guys. Don't take no for an answer. Peace.